So today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on this book. It's titled The Miseducation of Obi Ifeanyi, written by Chinedu Achebe. Let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Rachel here. As always, if you have not done so, first of all, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss a thing. You can like this video as well so that it is referred to other people. Yep, I'm back to doing book reviews on this channel and I'm super duper excited. Like I said in my last video, I've been in a creative slump, reading slump, and it was just so exciting to be able to get this book sent to me by the book lady NG. So thank you so much for sending that over to me. And one thing I like about this book is the fact that it was easy to read. I read it in literally 2 sittings and I was just able to come out of that slump. I think that was what was really important to me. So anything that would help me come out of a slump, definitely I'd want to talk about that. So yeah, this is a fiction novel. It was sent to me, like I said, by the book lady NG in exchange for an honest review. So I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on this book, what I thought about it, and just give you insight into it. So Chinedu Achebe is a Nigerian American who was born in Richmond, Virginia. He published his first book, Blunted on Reality, in 2012. Chinedu also blogs, and his work has been featured in Bella Niger, Applause Africa, and the Huffington Post. He currently lives in Houston, Texas. So I'm just going to read out what this book is about, the synopsis of this book. Obi Ifeanyi's life is moving at a fast pace. He is now a husband and father. So while President Obama is contending with a tough re-election campaign, Obi Ifeanyi is dealing with the day-to-day pressures of married life and raising a son. When his former love interest Sade Olufemi comes back into his life and decides to run her political campaign with the help of his wife Nkechi, Obi's problems are compounded because Sade is a secret Nkechi is best not knowing about. While he struggles with the torment of Sade's return, the upcoming wedding of his best friend from law school will lead to the unveiling of a secret that will change the dynamics of the Ifeanyi family forever. So like I said, this is a fiction novel, and I think that this synopsis actually does capture what this book is about. I would say in terms of the plot of this book that I feel like this book was heavily character driven, obviously by Obi Ifeanyi first of all, and then the minor characters who are maybe his wife and extended family members, and you could really see their characters shine through this book. In terms of the plot, you don't really see it going towards a particular direction. It just explores Obi Ifeanyi's life, dealing with marriage issues as a new husband, as a new father, and how he's able to navigate a lot of other things, whether it's unemployment, looking for a job, being a Nigerian American or a Nigerian abroad who is living in America in these times, how he's able to deal with a lot of things. So just, it basically followed, let's just say this is Obi Ifeanyi's life, 1 year of Obi Ifeanyi's life in this book. That's basically what it was. So it's not really like a plot that was going somewhere or there was like some climax or anything major. I did appreciate the minor plot twist. I know that by page 70 or so, I was like, okay, what's going on here? And there were a lot of things that I did not really expect. The first few pages got me laughing, especially when Obi Ifeanyi bumped into his ex-girlfriend, who is not even this Sade that we're talking about. The guy just has so many babes. Me, I'm even tired. Anyway, so he bumps into his ex-girlfriend at the supermarket, and the ex-girlfriend is just being very petty. And the wife is like, yeah, I will never let him go. I'm like, okay, wow, that's like really deep. Anyway, so there's like a lot of all those random moments in the book where you're like, now wow, Obi, what's going on? But I really appreciated the plot twist because it sort of kept me engaged and I wanted to know more of what was happening. So yeah, the book is basically just take a chapter, maybe a year or so out of his life to see how he navigates extended family, friendships, love, his matrimonial home, being a father, having conversations with his friends about marriage and things that he looks forward to, trying to get a job, you know, just basically also being a man in a foreign land, like in a land that is you're Nigerian and then you're in America, just all the things that he had to deal with. I think that that's basically what this book is about, but the author did well in trying to communicate that. So in terms of the setting of this book was actually set around 2012, 2013 when Obama was going to be re-elected as president of America, and you could see a lot of mention about the events leading up to the Obama re-election and how things went, and some of the characters were, or directly or indirectly affected by some of the events that had happened in terms of the re-election. But there was a lot of discussions, whether it's at family gatherings or at events. There was a lot of discussions about politics, and the author was able to weave these political events and happenings around this time into the book. So you really felt like, yes, you were maybe a Nigerian who lives in America, or a Nigerian American who was in America at the time, and just witnessing some of the events up until that time. In terms of the writing style, I really liked it. Yeah, this was one of my favorite things about the book, because it was easy. I just like when books are easy, with easy wordings, easy. It was written in the third person narrative. So while it was not heavily personified in terms of Obi's life, which, to be honest, I don't mind. I actually like the fact that it was third person narrative, because that first person narrative sometimes is not really it's not really easy to like pull off. I like this one because it was simple, but you also felt everything that Obi was feeling as you were reading the book, but he was also able to get different points of views of different people's experiences as you read. So it was easy. Like I said, finished it in 2 sittings, mainly because of how easy it was to read. I know that there were some typos in the book, and I found that quite distracting, and I just was like, know why. So that part was a little off for me. Now let's come to one of my favorite parts of this book, the characterization, because I felt like this book was heavily character driven. Let's start with Obi. Obi and his many babes. Obi and his many ex-babes. Yeah, I don't even know what to do with Obi. I feel like the author actually did a great job in writing, defining, and developing the characters, the major characters and the minor characters. I think that he brought them to life, and he made them very realistic, a little too realistic to a fault, because I started getting upset at Obi, and was it Namdi or whoever his friend is. Like, I'm like, okay guys, what's going on? Like, can we pull things in together without giving too much away? Yeah, these were like men, of course, who were having their men discussions, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. And as somebody who, I don't even know, sometimes you read books and you have to remind yourself that these are characters that don't really exist. But then when you see so many similarities to characters in books with people that you've met like in real life, or people that you see, like things that you see on social media, you're like, So yes, I really like the way the author developed their characters. But I mean, bringing it aside from all the jokes, I saw Obi as somebody who, yes, was actually trying to navigate for the first time, being a husband, being a father, being a man, trying to take on so many responsibilities, being strong for his family. And one thing I really, really loved, there was a significant moment in the book for me that a lot of people might just read over, was when his dad actually knew that he was struggling in terms of money to take care of the family, and the dad actually gave him money, wrote a check, or was it gave him money to be able to just take care of things. And that was very, very encouraging, even for him as a man, because in the society today, especially with Nigerian men, if you ask Nigerian men, they're like, you know what, they're going to work and kill themselves, and money first, because if they actually looked around, they don't have that kind of support system, especially a financial support system around them. And people usually like just embody a lot of all the struggles. But for the fact that his father was able to come through and be there for him, and still didn't make him feel any less of a man while he was trying to help him financially, that was actually very, very significant. And I really liked the way Obi's character came through. In terms of this, his ex-babe that came into the picture, myself, I don't even know. Anyway, there was like this huge secret that Obi decided, for whatever reason, to keep from his wife. Like, I don't even know how you don't tell your wife about things like that, but hey, that's Obi. Anyway, so coincidentally, and that's the way life usually works out, this ex-woman now comes back into his life and starts working closely with his wife. And it's like everybody around them knows the history between Obi and his ex-babe, except from Madam Obi's wife, And so it's very tricky, because literally, I think it's up onto the end of the book where they sort of know, like it's like a deep secret, and you know, I definitely won't want to give any spoilers, but I like the way the author was able to uncover it. It wasn't like a grand, you know, exposure and something disastrous happened. Like I said, this book is like a chapter out of Obi's life, so it's not really like there was a plot leading to some climax and anticlimax and a sort of resolution. But one of the things that I really loved about this book was, in a way, in the midst of all the drama, all the political conversations, all the babes and all the talk about babes, you know, it really carried a lot of nice themes and a lot of serious themes. So there was family. I love the way family was really explored in this book, the way family was there for each other. They would go over to each other's houses to eat, even extended family. I love that, you know, going over to each other's houses for whether it's Easter, whether it's one event or the other. You go there, you guys sit down, you have dinner, you know. They really try to preserve the culture, like the African Igbo culture of the women in the kitchen, the men, you know, sitting out watching TV and all. I mean, me, I would probably, there was one sister, of course, who was not trying to cook and would rather watch sports. I could definitely relate to her, so I mean, whatever. So there was that, but I really love the way they really, you know, still try to preserve the culture, even in their discussions and things that they would have. But that element of family was definitely there. There was the theme of love, there was the theme of betrayal, of friendships, and just, you know, friends who saw themselves closer than brothers. So I really love the way some of these themes were explored, even politics, like I said, and you know, the effect of politics even on the average black man in Nigeria or the average Nigerian who is living in America, because sometimes we see these things from rosy angles, but just seeing how that affected Obi and even people around him and how things turned out, it was a very nice exploration. So like I said, yeah, a chapter out of Obi's life. Somebody needs to tell Obi to, like, you know, that his other ex-babe, they need to have like a meeting for him to yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired of his exes popping up left, right, and center. Are you the only one? So yeah, I actually liked it. More importantly, I liked the fact that it was easy to read and it got me out of my reading slump. So I'm thankful for that. So thank you, the book lady, for sending this to me. I would say a good read in my books. If you're interested in fiction or you want something to be able to read, an easy read for you, you can pick this up. I'll leave the link to where to order your copy and to get some of these if you're interested in the description box. Let me know if it's something you're interested in reading, if it's something you're interested, if you've read it, let me know in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching this review, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.